Hey, good evening,
Hey.
Wolf Nation. This is Captain speaking. Welcome everyone to another broadcasted, ROC Hangout. My name, of course, is Eric von Wolfenstein, and if you want to join in the fun, the link is in the Realm with Collectors Facebook group. As you can see, we have plenty of slots open. So please come join us, say hi, bring some toys, come bullshit with us. Tell us about your week. I'll pretend like I care, I promise.
Please come fill Wolfie slots with your toys.
Wow, and you made it weird.
Nice.
Eric Z's here. Brother Joseph is here. Gentlemen, how are you? How's your weekend? Or week, excuse me.
Oh, dude, they could not get here fast enough, and then
Right?
when it hit, it drug the fuck on. It took forever. So, kids were spicy today. Let's see. My protein was too low when they took my blood when I did plasma, so I had to wait a week and a couple of days before I could donate again. And today I had to go back and give them more blood so they could test my protein. So I've been whooping down literally a pound of meat, like as in chicken, pork, and stuff like that.
Oh, you got deferred.
Yes.
Couldn't pay for his pre-orders this week.
But yeah. So I've been eating a lot of that and then doing protein shakes. And I went and did it. I've had 263 grams of protein just today, and
Wow.
I am happy I don't have to do that for a while. So I went back, gave them more blood. Hopefully that should do it. If it doesn't, then I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I had to sit out last week. I was sick. So, but I got back in the saddle this week with that.
Yeah. Now, have you always done that, or did you just recently start doing that?
What? The plasma?
Yeah.
Since after 4th of July last year.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, because you topped it up pretty good, and we actually have a pretty nice place nearby where I live. So, you know.
See, look at that. Look at that.
Plasma.
Like virus.
Paying for the Joes.
Paying for the Joes. More recently, paying for DC figures.
So, but that's kind of how my week's been. Eric Z, how has yours been?
This week was rough. They changed a bunch of order systems at my work, and it's messed everything up. And they keep pushing out duplicate orders, but on different days, so they don't catch them because they'll do a load yesterday and it spit out the same load for today. And they'll load it again because they don't realize it was the same PO number, but they don't realize until we bill it that it's already been shipped. So it's a big problem, and it's just been a long week. And today was actually a good day, so you know, it's nice. And I'm just glad it's Friday.
Okay.
Yeah. Wolfie, what about you, buddy? You you still dealing in Texas there?
I wasn't in Texas. I was in Oklahoma for the last 3 days. I'm home. I just got home.
That's right. Yeah.
An hour ago. Here I am.
Oklahoma.
One dedicated motherfucker. So the hangout must go on.
That's right.
Yeah, I've spent a few days in Oklahoma. Nothing too exciting there.
Sorry, I'm getting updates. A dog we helped pet set has been at the vet care recently and may have cancer. They just found out. So.
Oh.
She is a sweet little girl. So I'm getting updates. That's where I'm at in my life. When you have no kids, you have animals, and then you get attached to your friends' animals. But she's home, which is a good sign for now, anyway.
Jeff has a suggestion for you. Satan. Crystal's into Satan wings. I like Satan. It's actually not bad.
Huh?
Satan wings?
The devil?
Yeah, Satan wings. It's fucking vegan wings or whatever it is, but it's good.
It's like cauliflower based or something.
It's yeah, something like that. Yeah. But I've had it. They're not bad.
Vital.
So there you go, Joe. Eat yourself some fucking Seton and you can buy all the pre-orders you want.
So the way that works there with that is like they don't they told me like every 4 to 6 months you've got to do this blood. They call it a SPE test, and like I feel like I've gotten hit 3 times since November, late October, and the week they took it just wasn't a good week. I had a lot going on. Like I was getting home late and just not eating dinner. Like my dinner would be like, okay, a bowl of cereal and maybe like a little Debbie Christmas tree cake. So, but
Still have those in March, huh? You bought a bunch of those?
I think I bought like 10 boxes. And I think I've got still got 6 boxes, 7 boxes worth in the freezer. So just had one tonight.
Yeah, they don't test us do that test for us. They've never asked me to do that. What do we said? SB. What's the test name?
SPE. It's a protein test.
They do test our proteins every time they screen, like when we go donate.
Yeah, same.
But they don't. My numbers are always good, so they never had to, test me further for that.
Yeah, well, that's just how they do it here. So they test your protein up front,
right?
And every so often they test it up in the back. They said because if you do it for a prolonged period of time, and I've been doing it since 2018.
Okay, so it's been a while.
That your protein levels can decrease. And the reason I asked them today, I'm like, why is my protein good enough when I come in this thing I can donate, but then this isn't? And they said basically what it is one, you have like 5 different proteins, and this test for all of them, and because they ship this blood off to be tested, it can drop one. I don't know what their unit is.
Right, I gotcha.
So it can, let's just say it's, I don't know, gram, for example. It can drop from a 7 to a 6, and it needs to be above a 6.5 or some shit because it drops some in shipping. And I'm like, well, that's not my issue. But yeah, again, you're at the mercy.
Right.
You're at the mercy of what they do. So hey, I've done some sketchy stuff for money back in my youth, but whatever they're Jeff.
I didn't call him Back Alley Joe for nothing.
It's true. So
Jeff. On that note, be sure to check out Metal Mayhem every other Tuesday, starring Jeff and Mike V.
And Logan and his mustache.
Logan and Roy. Great show. They're doing good. They're doing good things.
How's Logan's mustache? It's still coming in pretty good.
Is he trying to grow one?
Oh, Eric Z, you haven't seen the Majesty, have you?
I think I've been out of the loop.
So we show up. We were at ZoloCon a few weeks ago, right?
Yep.
Right.
I go downstairs to meet everyone, and he's sitting there, and I see this like caterpillar on his lip. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. Like, no one's really said anything. I'm like, oh, okay, he's growing a mustache. I mean, no real reason to point anything out. I mean, he's old enough to grow facial hair. He's doing the best that he can with what he's got because he's blonde. And then
right,
Wolfie just like not quietly, just completely out loud. What the fuck is that on your lip? So thus he got the lovable name Hulk Logan.
Hulk Logan.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, that was good stuff. But no, he's it's funny.
Yeah, Logan's a good kid. I like Logan.
We joke, we mess with him because we like him. I know that seems weird, but it's true.
No, that's exactly how I am. And the more I like you, the more shit like you'll get. So
yeah, I wish you hated me, but here we are.
No, I actually you didn't see them because you left the chat, but I did make some fun pictures of you the other day.
I'm back in.
Okay. So the words of EE scroll up, or I can just send them to you.
It's fine.
You might unfriend me. I don't know.
God, I can't wait. Yeah, that'd be awkward for every other show. Week 6, Joe and I still hate each other.
No, you hate me. There is one person.
Now it's time for brand new Manhattan. Yeah.
There's one person in the world that I would say I hate, but I'm also that person who says I try not to waste my time hating people. But if there was to be a list, this person would be on it because fuck them.
Okay.
I mean, it says something if you're getting to the point where I am that level with you. You have wronged me in a certain kind of way. But
What are you talking about?
Hating people, not you.
Oh, I thought you said there was a specific person.
There is a specific person.
Who is it?
I'm not going to say. This is recorded in public.
Uh-oh.
So,
Well, turn your camera off, then do it.
No. So, but yeah, I do. Unfortunately, like I didn't have to see that person for probably probably about 10 years, and then now they've recently popped back up like a bad case of herpes. But hey, you know what? It's all good in the hood. I wish them the best.
Sounds like it.
I don't believe that at all.
But anyway, so I got my toy hack stuff in, and I've got my G1 Fangry clean, ready to go. Got me some stickers. All
Sorry, was that G1 or was that the
That's
newer? G1. Okay. Putting the repros on the G1.
Yeah, and I've got a whole 2, 4, 6 stickers. 6.
Those smaller ones were light, man.
But dude, I wish I'd gotten that horrible off you when I had the chance.
You should have, because that head, I know that you can't, the bullhead, you can't transform it because they designed it weird. So when the guy sold it to me, he took the pin out and just delivered it separately. So that's how when you transform, you take the pin out. It was perfect condition.
We when we were at SoloCon, I made the decision. I was like, they had one. There was one of the booths there. It was called the Toy Department. It's in Ohio,
Right.
Cincinnati, I think.
Yeah, I've seen their Facebook page stuff. They're always posting pictures and stuff.
And I was like, screw it. I went back and I got what I thought was a good offer from them. And they said that they only do cash or card. And I said, I'm all tapped out for cash. I said, but I can do card. They're like, cool. And they're like, it's tap only. And I'm like, my bank doesn't do tap. And we just found out like we're supposed to be getting new cards in the next month or so where they'll do tap. So despite wanting it, I couldn't buy it because I didn't have any more cash on me.
You were in Cincinnati. Yeah.
They didn't do cards that weren't tappable. So, but it was clean. It was clean. Like I'm okay with it not being able to transform because it's going to sit on my shelf in robot mode.
It's going to do what you need it to do.
Yeah. It's the last one I need for the Headmaster Juniors for the Decepticons. I still haven't gotten any of the Autobot ones, but those things are fucking pricey, dude. Just because you've got the body, the head, the little helmet that sits on them, their main weapon, and then they've each got 2 guns that sit on each side of the head. That's just a bunch of accessories for something that wasn't really that popular. So there's not many left, but yeah, it's all good.
Wow. You know what, Joe? If I was a decent friend, I should have just like put everything off to the side and sold it to you piece by piece, like over time.
We talked about that,
but I'm such a shitbag.
No, you're not, because we talked about it. I said, hey, would you have an issue doing just that? And you said, no, that'd be fine. I was like, cool. And then that one dude came up, and I didn't want to be the guy to be like, hey, I didn't want to be taking money out of your pocket by pulling stuff off and then him lowering his offer. I still think you could have got more out of him, but you also got rid of everything for a good chunk of change too. So I didn't want to interfere with that. But when I noticed shit was going, that's when I got those. I got some other stuff off of you. But
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that guy.
no, dude, you looked like you had just like
Clearly.
like you had a reaction like a shellfish allergy or some shit like that. Like you
What?
started
That
like,
shit doesn't happen, man.
you just
I'm
started.
gonna block this table. What the fuck?
Yeah. So then everything else was just awkwardly there for the rest of the day. But
Yeah, I was out before lunch. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, don't wrong. Like I wish I had, but I didn't want to take money out of your pocket because I was like, I don't know what, because it's one of those things. He'd be like, well, that's about $500 or $1,000 less or some shit like that, So I didn't want to take money out of your pocket.
Well, I'm just sad because I would have charged you double.
God,
can you imagine?
But I got Sky High off of you, the Pretender. Like I walked in and saw that immediately, and I got that because I told Courtney if I ever see it, I'm buying it. And I got, what was it, the Trigger Cons, the one where like you push the button and your weapons like flip or come around or
yes,
whatever.
I remember.
Got them off of you.
Had to find that one that dropped out of the box. Yes, I do remember that.
But I don't know. Courtney was looking forward to going to NJCC, but it's been put on hold until maybe fall. So
when's the next show?
There's no date.
No, there's not, is there? Usually there's a spring show.
Usually it's like an April show, right?
Yeah, there's usually a spring show.
Yeah, Fran usually announced that by now.
Well, there's not going to be a spring show, doesn't sound like. Speculate as you will, but it doesn't sound like there's going to be a spring show from my source.
Speculation.
But hoping for a fall show.
Well, is he going to do an August show?
Well, that would be the fall. That's why I said hoping for a fall show.
Okay.
Technically, that's summer, Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
I'll technically
usually in October.
I'm just trying to help you not look dumb. Just trying to help. You're welcome.
Well, last year, I believe it was in February, which is also technically in winter, but it was called a spring show. So,
well, we have to talk with someone.
Well, look, it's in Jersey. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Okay?
6 hours away.
Wow.
Jersey is like that extra skin tag on the side of your sixth toe.
Well, you can tell he's not here tonight.
Why is that?
Oh, wait, he's not a Jersey guy. What the fuck does it matter?
I don't know.
Go ahead, continue.
He's
a Brooklyn kid.
Happy birthday to Fairy Chan. I know she's
right.
Oh, yes, Fairy Chan mother, happy birthday. I hope you are enjoying yourself. I hope you were not in a lot of pain today. You were recovering nicely.
No.
I want to circle back to something you just said, Joe, toy hacks.
Lay it on me.
They are not putting out a lot of 3P stuff these days. You notice that?
You mean like their armory stuff?
No, I mean like third-party stickers, like for like Fans Toys and Extreme Bots and all that. They don't do that a lot anymore.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't looked because I don't sticker those things up.
If I had to guess, if they don't sell a lot of those, they probably just stopped doing them.
I wonder. Well, you see it every now and then. They just said they sent an email out today. I'm assuming you got that one, Joe.
Probably, I haven't seen it yet. Let's see here. No, I don't want to.
There wasn't anything on there. I mean, I feel like they do it every now and then, but they definitely aren't as prominent as they used to be.
Let's see, MP scale. They've got it for a DX9 Cycle, the Ocular Max Streetwise, First Aid Groove. So it looks like they've got it for the Ocular Max Defense Bots.
Yeah, I got all those.
Why can't I hear you guys?
MMC. They got some of MMC's Predacons. And this is all the main page, okay? So this is what's, I'm
on the same page you are right now.
Yeah, Scoria. How old is that? Bad Q Brawny. So the most recent ones are going to be the Defense War.
You know how many times I almost bought that Brawny?
That's my current brawn. I'm happy with it.
Bad Cube.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my first ever third party figure. And I went back and forth on that because this was like at the very early stages of third party, and that huffer they put out was garbage.
I don't think
I
that.
kept going back and forth.
Oh,
Like, I don't know.
You're talking about the very first Huffer that was.
Yeah, the very first one.
Yeah.
Have chipping paint, loose joints, and then they put the other one out that was a lot better later on.
But
yeah, E Prime, can you hear me, my brother? Hello. I think he's having issues.
I think Scott. I think you might mean just Alt F4.
But yeah, I wish they would because they make really nice sets, man. Like I just speaking of the MMC, what the hell did you just say? The Protective Boss. These are really nice sets.
Yeah.
I gotta sit down and make myself put these labels on. I have a stack.
Oh, dude, you and me both,
Like,
buddy.
Oh,
That's what we ought to do. We ought to come up to your house. We ought to bring our toys and stick.
you stay the fuck out of my state.
No,
Talked about this.
No, I'm considering moving to your state. So
yeah, other side of it.
No, I'm going to move in the middle.
It's hot there. It's like 110 degrees there right now.
Dude,
Where?
In Virginia, I get 110 degrees and 99% humidity. So
see, in Texas, that's where Jesus, that's where it's really hot.
It's called Jesus Stunner. Tex-Mex. It's a thing.
You're a thing.
I am a thing. You can suck my thing.
Wow,
Think
easy.
about that.
Easy.
You can't even hear him sigh. You can't hear him sigh.
I think he's still trying to figure out what's going on.
I know.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Now I can hear you. Yes.
Good
All
job.
right. What's up, dude?
Chilling. What's up, Bert?
I didn't expect to see you tonight.
I told you I'd be here. But I'll be honest. I got out of work, lied down, fell asleep, and woke up like 5 minutes ago.
Oh,
Sounds awesome.
that's fine. Naps are fun.
Fighting this
Sounds like
cold.
the dream.
Nah, I've been sick the last 2 days. So.
Oh, I've been sick for 2 weeks. A week. I was sick last week.
It's not a competition, buddies.
It is. It is.
So are you here to defend the great state of New Jersey, where Wolfie
About.
thinks you're from?
I'm not from New Jersey. and
That's
those
why.
are
That's why
fighting words.
I corrected myself.
So but yeah, in terms
But being from Jersey is better for being from Pennsylvania. But
Wow.
no, I'm not from either.
I don't know. I don't know if I can agree with that one. I've been to
Philly-
both states.
I'm sorry, Philadelphia is in PA, and that's all I need to say.
Delete.
I drove through Philadelphia once.
My condolences.
Yeah.
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 It's a pain in the butt. It's the only place where I've ever seen the interstate make you get off the interstate, get onto a city street, go to a stoplight to get back on the interstate.
That was pretty much my experience. Like, and then I ended up taking a wrong turn. I was going right through Philadelphia.
Yeah, I don't.
On my way to NJCC for the first time.
So I did find out that I can take the Amtrak from the closest city I'm at and go up through to Philadelphia, and then I could probably catch like an Uber or something from there to NJCC. Might be a little easier. Plus, I get to go on the train. It's fun.
Well, I live right. I-76 is about a quarter mile that way, and it's a straight shot. So I take a straight shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff, I agree. Like I had to put the labels on. I think it took me 9 hours total because I was curious. I wanted to time myself. It took me 9 hours to get the labels on the ARC.
Wow.
Still have to do that.
And most of
I'm not
that is
doing that.
little teeny tiny windows.
Fuck all that.
So it looks good with the add-on kit and the label, the stickers. It looks good. Wolfie, when you do it, you're going to have some stickers because like the ships like this. So you're going to have stickers that are going to go from like top curve around to the bottom.
Mhm.
be sure to heat them up, or apply some additional adhesive to the plastic where they're going to go.
Okay.
Fuck all that.
Nah, I don't know, dude. Like there's something like I got 6 stickers to put on this thing, and I love that. All right, but there is something mind-numbingly peaceful to just sit down and put stickers on something.
It's like doing a puzzle. I feel like it's the same vibe.
Maybe, but I don't know. Like I sat down, like when I was putting stickers on the arc, I was doing something else. It was the Stunnicons. That's what it was. I was doing the G1 Stunnicons too. And like Courtney was doing in the living room, doing her thing, making jewelry or whatever it was she was doing. I think it's called parallel play. We're both engaged in something, just not together, but we're close. And like that was fun. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I enjoy sitting down putting these stickers. And when you have a figure that's got 6 to 12 stickers to put on, you can just buzz through that. I didn't really sticker up the mainline chug stuff. I did for the BotCon, or not the BotCon shit. The I don't even know where that came from. The Insecticons.
Okay.
Probably Bug and Insecticon, so that translated into BotCon in my head. But I did it for the Insecticons, and I wanted to get 2 sets of Dinobots, one for bot mode, one for Dino mode, and I was going to sticker up the Dino mode. But I ended up, I was like, well, I'll get them. I'll get another set of Dinobots later. Silly me. I got another Grimlock, but
that's what I did too. I ended up just the Grimlock, and then haven't gotten any of the other ones.
Yeah. And I think Sludge and Swoop, and I know Snarl's going to be a refresh, so I know those will be relatively close to get. But I'm also like sitting here like, all right, even if you pay retail at this point, let's just assume after shipping $60 per, you're looking at $240 plus this one, so you're looking at $300 for a set of mainline Dinobots. And I'm like,
So mine are Planet X, so I'm talking a bit. It's a bit more, but I got 2 Grimlocks.
Dude, I love those Planet X Dinobots.
They're perfect. They're perfect.
I have issues now since Snarl's feet are on ball pegs and he's so back heavy, and now I'm having issues with him standing. And I went in on paddles.
Okay.
And he won't stand up on his own brand new. So
did paddles come with a new sword for Swoop? Like the translucent, like a sword for Swoop, or no? Did I hear that right?
I can't remember.
Yeah. I know like Swoop didn't have like translucent bits, and then that was the next Dinobot started doing the clear plastic for it.
Well, let's see. I'll pull it up and see what I can find for you.
It's not a big deal. I just but like I have them in Dino mode back there now, and then I have Grimlock in a box in bot mode, and I want to get bot, get the rest of them, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah.
Just so I have them both, because Dinobots are kind of the thing you want them displayed in both modes. So.
No, I don't disagree. Like that's one of those things that. July 21st, 2015 is a post on paddles. So it looks like paddles comes with 2 cannons and his tail weapon / accessory thing.
Okay. For some reason, in my brain said that he came with like a new sword for Swoop that it was like clear plastic instead of, solid plastic. Maybe it's just something I made up in my head. I don't know.
Yeah, I miss the exciting days of, the mid to late teens for all the excitement for third party.
Yeah.
Speaking of, what did everyone think of the reveal this year? Reveals on the third party panel on this past week's TFCon.
I'm fine with it. Nothing. I'm looking forward to that, and I think you probably are too. That Waspinator.
That was the highlight for me. That
Yeah.
thing looks fucking perfect. Oh, those guys do such a good job. Give me more. I can't wait to see their depth charge and their rampage.
I was kind of hoping to see more on, because X Transpots also started a Legends Defensor, and it came out. You got Streetwise 3-4 years ago now at this point, and like
In a minute.
who is it? Hotspot. He's up for pre-order, but that's about the end of it. So
Yeah. Concerned we didn't see the last Fans Toys Constructicon.
what was that?
We did not see the last Fans Toys Constructicon. I've been on this train before with them. I don't like it.
Who is their last one? Mixmaster?
The arm Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher. Okay.
They didn't show it, so I'm a little worried.
I don't know. At least it's, well, I was going to say at least it's an arm, but I guess at the end of the day it doesn't matter because what was it? Dead End was an arm, wasn't he?
He was an arm, and he had all the other components.
Yeah.
I think they're spreading these ones out though.
Yeah. Now, is the Fans Toy one parts forming to a degree?
Yes, to a degree. Yeah. I mean, you could store some of the stuff on them in robot mode, but I just think it's stupid.
Yeah.
There's no reason for it. That's why Hook is, I think, probably one of their worst ones because that giant ass backpack to hold a fist that he doesn't need to hold.
Oh. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, third party panel. I mean, it's fine. I'm sure there's. I appreciate the fact that there's still some movement, still some excitement, still some things coming out. I appreciate Fans Toys still plodding on, and I am kind of looking forward to their Dotson brothers.
They're doing the Dotsons finally.
Yeah, I think it's Prowl. But I think was it the Prowl where it looked like you can't move the arm straight up, you have to move it out and then up, so you're never surely going to get like a straightforward pose.
That's
a bummer.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer.
So,
but whatever, yeah. It's fine.
Yeah, Jeff, I am not going to BotCon. I am officially out.
Yeah, same.
I am undecided currently. I keep going back and forth. See what the world is like in July or whatever. When is this? July?
Yeah, it's July 13th.
Yeah, it's bad timing for me.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but then I got signed up for training, so I would have to get a flight back Sunday morning to be home at some point at a decent time on Sunday, and then I'd have to repack and get on the road overnight to go to the place I'm going to be training at the rest of the week. So,
and if I don't go to BotCon, I can go balls out at the NJCC Fall Show.
Yeah,
in August.
I'm also probably out on TFCon in Orlando. That was a Scott can attest to this. This is that's a good place. You don't have to leave the. I mean, obviously you want to because you got SeaWorld like a mile away. You've got Disneyland several miles away, or Disney World several miles away. Universal. But if you didn't want to do any of that, you don't have to leave the hotel. It has 2 restaurants, a pizza place, its own little convenience store in it. I think it's a spa, nice pool area. I mean, it was a nice place. Has a bar in the center of the lobby.
It's probably where they had one of the last Joe Cons. Is that probably the same spot, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I won't be going to those either.
Yeah.
No, so Jeff, that I don't make money in those places. I go spend money.
Back alley Joe.
Yeah.
Back alley plasma donations.
Work hard and spend hard, buddy.
Joe, you do what you got to do, man, to survive.
I know, dude. It is tough out there. My state just is looking to pass. I think it was over 50 new taxes on us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder you want to come to PA. Not that it's much better.
I'm looking for one of the things I'm looking for is a well-balanced state. I am not, and not to get real political, but I'm not a fan of when one party is in control of the executive branch and both parties are in charge of the House and the Senate. And that's federal and state level.
It seems like a bad plan. I agree.
Because then you can each party can do whatever they want to do. And at this point, it's not for what's good for the state or good for the country. It's what's good for the party. So, I'm going to get taxed on a bunch more shit. And the best part is like, even if the governor doesn't act on those bills, just is like, I'm not going to mess with them because I don't want to say I signed them into law. After 7 days, if she doesn't sign them, they go until they automatically become law. So, yeah, July 1st, they'll be getting a lot more taxed on a lot more things. So,
Eric Z, are you into that Professor ROC Claw that just went on pre-order for the Joe's line, the dinosaur guy?
No. I think it's a little too out there for me.
Bridge too far.
Yeah. My Joe interests are basically from the 82 to 84, 85. Basically, until they started getting out of the more military-oriented Joes.
Yeah.
I like the more of the OD green,
Right. Understandable.
But I mean, if people like that, that's fine. It's just something I don't have to buy.
Yeah, that's how I look at it.
I need 2 more characters. I need Grand Slam and Flash.
Did they do any kind of announcement for Grand Slam? Was it a name only reveal?
Maybe. I mean,
It's been a while.
I've come a long way from keeping up with the spreadsheet.
Yeah, you were our guy for that for a long time.
Now I'm done.
If they announce Grand Slam, Flash isn't far behind them because they're basically the same figure design. So,
but yeah, I think it's interesting because I think Professor Rodclaw is an original character, just like that cowboy they're doing.
Yeah,
that's fine. I like original character. I mean, do new original characters. That's fine. If it's not my thing, like the cowboy, I'm getting.
Yeah,
he looks cool. So
I'm not getting that either.
The rule cool is fine with me.
So y'all remember?
I just think it's weird. They're kind of at a create your own character point when there's still some original.
I know.
I think once those last original characters come out, people are going to start to lose interest. So you keep spreading it out, right? You just keep stretching out as much as you can to start trying to fill it in. Because this Joe stuff, this is not like Marvel Legends. Like, there's a shelf life here.
Right, 100%.
I think there's eventually a shelf life. I mean, you can start doing all the rest of the comic looks and
Eco Warriors,
cartoon looks, and then your Eco Warriors, your Space Force, whatever the fuck they were called, or I don't think there's gonna be much.
Battle Force 2000.
Battle Force, there we go. I don't think there's gonna be much interest in those when it comes to that point. It's obvious you're not gonna give us a shit. They're gonna give you a shit ton of vehicles. You'll get your HasLabs and these smaller ones once a year. Like you're getting I still don't understand why you don't have a Triple T
or a Thunder Machine
like those two. Yeah. I mean, the Thunder Machine, maybe I can understand. You can maybe do that as a HasLab, maybe not, right?
Well, that's people thought that would be the last HasLab instead of the Snowcap.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised you got the Snowcap before the HasLab, definitely. But something like the Triple T, like you could have put that out the way you put out the Stinger,
right?
Vamp, and you haven't yet, which is that's just kind of mind-boggling to me a little bit.
And you could take a Triple T and retool it for a Cobra vehicle too. So I mean, it's not like you could throw missile racks on it or something and call it something else, and
the double D.
Right, there you go. Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of HasLabs, they've been awful quiet lately.
Yeah.
Look, I don't even think you need HasLabs anymore. I don't. Look, I think when it's done right, it's cool. oh, let's track. Is it going to make it or not? But just do the damn pre-order. Oh, just do the damn made-to-order pre-order stuff already.
Well, like
Marvel's
the
been doing
Arctic
it
Kid.
for a while now. They've done it for a couple things now. Marvel,
Yeah,
just
like
do
that
that.
Apocalypse. Right.
You know, made to order, and there you go, said and done. You know, especially if you want to do some of that mid-tier stuff. You want to use that for a triple T, do that for a triple T. I don't care. You know, that is one
Get
of
your
the
Thunder
few
Machine
few-
from Tyler, 3D_print_forge.
There you go. But you know, it's you know, I think they've done a very good job with the 6-inch line. Better than I thought they would.
Yeah, I mean, I talk a lot of shit about Hasbro, but I do love the line.
Yeah, and I mean, I've purged over half my Joes already, and I really decided to cut down to the characters that I know and really care for. Right, no more of the all-in stuff, just too expensive and running out of space.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is just space with them anymore.
You know, like I didn't get the Professor, what's his name, Rocklaw. I'm gonna play clearance chicken.
Mm.
You know, wait to see if it goes on clearance.
Well, I
Wait
could
to
tell you
see if
all
it
that.
goes on clearance.
If you remember that special display they had over Christmas, all that stuff's on clearance now.
Yeah,
It's been. I mean, I just picked up a couple more cops.
I think almost every Joe that's come out over the last 2.5 years has hit clearance.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
So it feels like they've all damn, I should have waited. Where they, even the ones that have hit even when Pulse has put them on clearance, Target has put them on clearance. It's just like I just keep saying, oh, I should have fucking waited. I should have fucking waited. Should have fucking waited. Should have fucking waited. Would have saved $10. Would have saved $5. You know, that adds up.
Well, my rule is if my collection can't live without it, I just go ahead and get it. If I can live without it, I'll wait for the clearance.
Yeah, I get it, and that makes sense. Like Professor Rocklaw, if he ever goes on clearance and I see it,
right, there you
I'll
go.
get it.
Right.
You know, those divers, the red and yellow divers, they've been on clearance in my Target for a while now. I'm not touching them.
The only reason
Still
I got
need them, still don't want them.
The only reason I got those is for the catalytic element.
Mm-hmm.
Because I figured there's a mass device coming at some point. So I'm going to need that for that. Just like the 25th line. Because the mass device in the 25th line was a build-up thing, and it came with empty containers. You had to have the figures that came with the full containers to have the full containers. So they might be doing the same thing. So I just want to get the element. And if I want, I'll sell the divers later for NJCC or something.
I think I need to go to Target tomorrow.
So
no, like Colophon starting today, I think.
So the like those displays, the 3 Walmart, like there's more than 3, but the main 3 Walmarts around me that I don't really have to go out of my way to go to, never got them. Never.
Yeah, it was spotty. Like I have like 3 or 4 Walmarts in my vicinity, and only 2 of them got the displays. And then the one that's real closest to me to have the display, that all went on clearance. And and then the other one, it clearance. I got a couple things, but I didn't see most of it at clearance. It clearanced out. They sold.
Yeah.
So,
The 2 main that I go to, one hasn't had. They don't have the same toy section. One has got a more robust toy section. The one that doesn't, since they haven't sold, there's no Motu at all. There's not even Motu crossover stuff.
Motu's dead.
They haven't
More on
sold,
that in a minute.
They haven't sold G2 class or G2 GI Joe Classified since the Wave Spirit was in.
Okay, it's been a while then.
And the only Transformers in stock since their reset last fall would be Cyber World.
Oh yeah, that's the only new stuff I've seen in Cyber World.
Yeah, like there's no mainline anything.
Right.
Hey, speaking of HasLabs, look, Brink's here.
Hi.
Hey,
What's the
What's
HasLab
up, Rick?
chit-chat about?
No, I was just noticing that they have been pretty quiet on that front.
Yeah, no.
What would be the first one they do of the year again?
Oh, it'll be a G.I. Joe Havoc for SDCC.
Isn't it Cobra's turn?
Looks, it's time to break the rules. We need a Havoc before the line dies. Just saying.
fortunately, it's a Havoc I can live without.
Oh, it's not all about you, Eric Z. It's not all about you.
That's right.
How's your week, Brink?
It's over. That's all that matters.
All that matters.
That's
You
kind of
and-
like that's how I
You
feel
and
like.
Joe had a long week, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah, the kids were spicy today. The closer we get to spring break, the squirrelier they get, and
Sure.
they were on it today.
Today was that spring first spring day.
Oh yeah, happy spring, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It is third spring in Ohio right now. Fourth winter is coming next week.
Yeah, we've had spring 6 different times last week,
That's why everybody's sick here.
followed by winter.
It's supposed to. They had snow forecasted next week, and it was last Sunday. It was 70 degrees, and then the next day it was 20 degrees, and then it's been back and forth all week. What do you got?
Oh, hey.
You got new hotness?
3-0
Oh,
Robotech. Yeah,
oh,
I got this last week and finally gonna open it.
oh.
And I
Wolf,
got
kick my other.
this is Max and Miria, his
Oh,
wife.
yeah.
The red one also came. So
Nice.
that one too.
So put that up
They,
again.
they bump uglies, don't they?
What's that?
They bump uglies, don't they?
They bump uglies. Yes, they do. She's an alien.
Right.
She's impressed with his piloting skills because she couldn't believe that a human pilot bested her in combat. And yeah. Oh, hey.
remember.
While we're showcasing things, did the rest of you get a bear? Because if you didn't, you should get a bear.
Oh, is that hold on.
That looks
Gotta be
awesome.
mythic, right?
That's right.
That looks great.
That's a
Dude,
sick looking bear.
This
Bears are
bear
terrifying in real life.
This bear is incredible. It has no business being as good as it is. I thought it was going to be big and chunky and hard to pose, but no, man, they did this thing right. And then that's Atlas.
Does he
the
have like
Conqueror.
opposable jaws? You come with different heads or something.
Different
Or-
heads. Different heads.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I guess like that's to get that great sculpt in there, right?
Right.
Have an
Yeah.
articulated
That is
jaw.
nice.
Yeah.
That is
So-
fantastic.
Yeah,
Cool.
dude. Great. He's heavy. Like I'm getting worked out.
He looks heavy.
Yeah.
He looks like he's eating a few picnic baskets.
Picnic. Got my all 6 stickers on here.
Took you a long time.
Yeah, I know. Well,
You can put that on a T-shirt.
what I got all 6 stickers on here.
All 6 stickers.
All 6 stickers. Yeah, so you got one there at the shoulder.
Hold up, Joe. Hold up.
Yep.
Let's show the people.
You get one there at the shoulder on each side. You got the
The shin.
shins, new speed, strength, and intelligence, and then Decepticon logo in the back.
Patience, intelligence,
Good.
speed.
Could you imagine if just sticking a new sticker on your chest would make you smarter or faster
Could use that in high school.
or stronger?
Easy there, Kanye.
Oh, is that one of his? Is that one of his songs?
Yeah, well, his song / Depeche Mode. I think Depeche Mode did it first, and then he sampled it.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, because Kanye just takes other people's beats and puts words on top of them. And they're not even real words. They're auto tunes, right? That's what he does. Because he can't sing, right? He just auto tunes everything. Is that right? I've only seen him perform once. It was at this like music award show, maybe like more than a decade ago, and he was on stage crawling around on all fours with the auto tune, and like I was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
How dare you? Kanye's a musical genius.
I mean, it might be.
Okay. That's
I
what I've
mean,
been
There are
told.
people better qualified than me to answer that question.
Yeah, like probably is. But music is so subjective.
Speaking of cool shit, I just got this guy in. This is a fantastic figure.
Well, no,
Is that the name of your sex tape?
Yes, it is.
is that the Brandon Routh, Roth,
No,
whatever?
this is the Corn Sweat James Gunn Superman.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This is a great figure.
Who made that? Does that look like a Mafex?
That's Figure Arts.
Big Arts, get out
Oh,
of
it's
town.
not Saudi Mac. Okay.
He's just as tall as the Mafex Hush Superman. So he fits like
Good,
scales
perfect.
perfectly. This guy's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
I just got him today. I'm just pleased as punch about this figure.
Well, that's awesome, dude. Because
Good.
I think I was just chatting with someone the other day saying how much Big Arts has fallen off.
Well, and then you get the
lately.
Harley Quinn. It's not so great. I got it on clearance, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's not the best one. No.
but I wanted this suit. I wanted this outfit,
Yeah.
the black and
Got a
red one
few
from
Figure
Suicide
Arts
Glad
Squad.
to
stuff.
see
recently. I
they
haven't had
put
any
a good one
problems.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this figure's. I mean, I love it. I'm so happy with it.
Love to hear it.
Yeah.
It's always fun to hear someone that's like, "Yeah, I got this thing," and it's like you can hear it in their voice that
It's not terrible.
No, I mean, it's like I was just like, he poses great. He looks great. He feels great. It's just, I'm so happy with it. It's
I'm
money
glad.
well spent.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love when a purchase works out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm seeing Tyler in the chat. Whenever Tyler starts to 3D print something, Hasbro comes along and makes it. So yeah, dude, go
That's
ahead.
that's the word on the street.
Yeah, get started on that Havoc, dude. Because I need a Hasbro one for sure.
Get all them vehicles going.
So let me ask y'all this: like, do you all have any attachment to if you have a figure, right? And that's the figure you had from when you were a kid. So you've got, the nostalgia, the feelings, all that stuff attached to it. But it's also one of those things to where you need to replace it. Okay. Like,
Well, wait, what do you mean by replace?
so my example is this. Like, I've got a G1 Brainstorm, and when I had it as a kid, I guess it just wasn't. It was one of those ones that came with a defect, right? Like its left arm keeps popping off. Okay.
Really?
So the way it is, it's like it's not even a screw in the chest. It's for lack of a better term, like a ribbed bolt. So it's just got grooves on it. Okay. To help hold it onto the female hole on the shoulder.
Giggity. So,
if I move it too much, the shoulder comes off. And of course, you can't really put the shoulder up anymore. Yes, to be a modern figure, but like you probably can't put the arm up any more than like say that.
Okay.
Without the weight just being too much and it falling back down. So I'm kind of at this crossroads of, do I buy a new body to replace, or do I just say, you know what, it sits fine on my shelf, to heck with it. So have y'all ever, my question is, have you all ever came across something like that where you've got something in your collection from your childhood? It's like, do I keep this one and just deal with it being, not up to par or whatever the case may be, or it's just a piece of plastic and I want a better one?
I see what you're talking about, and I'm trying to think back to.
We're talking about the original figure from your childhood, like the one you had when you were a kid.
Yeah, I remember where I bought it. So
Okay,
yes.
all right. Well, that's different, right? That's like a totem of your childhood. It's not like that it's not an appreciation of like it's not like MD Deluxe Red Alert here. I love Red Alert as a kid, so I got this. It's like you have the Red Alert from when you were a kid.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
you ever had to replace when you got a figure from your either your childhood or maybe you're an adult, but it's like one of those things you wanted it as a kid but never was able to get it, so you got it as a late teens, early 20s when you had disposable income kind of situation.
So yeah, Model Mike brings up it's your childhood one, but it also completes your collection, but you don't want a broken toy in your collection,
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
right? That's your conundrum.
Yep.
And yeah, I can't think of the specific example, but I know I have done that. I have been like, the old one, you're broken now, and you just, what's that scene from Toy Story?
Yeah.
You just drop
They
them.
drop it and it's that
Yeah.
slow.
Yeah. I want to say I did that at one point, but I can't recall the specific circumstance. Maybe I replaced a mask toy, which I don't have on display anyway, but it might have been a G1 mini bot. Now I think about it, I think I might have replaced the one that was broken.
Yeah. Like to me, like let's just say the arm broke off and I was able to repair it, right? And I could just buy a junker body. Like to me, like there'd be no issue because it's still 95% my bot, but I'm leaning towards nope, it's fine. I'm not going to swap it out.
Oh, I got one. I did it for my Silverhawks Quicksilver, my childhood Quicksilver. I mean, those things, they went through hell, right? Its face was all chipped up and stuff like that, and I bought a new one and Sharpied the new one because the old one was beyond chrome Sharpie to be fixed, if I remember correctly. So I did it. And that old one looked so goddamn terrible, I didn't blink twice. I was just like, that's it. You're out. Sorry, pal. No one wants you.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I was down there messing with my collection a little bit today, and like, I don't know. Like, I felt happy.
What was the question?
So, like, I've got a G1 Brainstorm, and I bought it as a kid. I still remember where I bought it at. And I was messing with some of them today. I was going through like, all right, who do I need to order toy hack stickers for? And I picked it up and I was like, I moved it. I was like, oh yeah, the arm. So like the arm doesn't want to stay on anymore. Like it'll pull off. It's just defective. So my question was like, do you get like a conundrum of I need to, should I, I want to replace this, or do I want to replace this with something that means nothing to me? Because, it's the mentality of like, it's just a piece of plastic. It's what it represents more than what it actually is. Or is there like this attachment to it? Because, you've had it since you're a kid where you don't want to replace it. And we're not talking like, I can't fix this. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what it was do I buy another one?
Well, I think,
but I'm leaning towards keeping it and just being happy with,
Yeah, I mean, being nostalgic's fine and good too, but sometimes the broken toy also just brings up bad feelings. Like, God damn it, my friend Steve. It was that one day he came over. He was playing my toys. It was his birthday. He thought he could play with everything that he wanted to, even though I told him not to, and he broke my goddamn mask Rhino. And here comes Loyal Subjects. Dude, I get to replace it with a brand new thing. Well, ended up that not working out. This is a fake story, by the way. But yeah, I mean, hey, sometimes broken toys can give you bad memories.
Oh, that sounded pretty emotional to you, Brink. You sure it's a fake story, or we're just changing names?
Well,
real story, but we're just changing names.
What if Steve's name was actually Brian and Brian broke someone else's toy? What if that's what happened?
That's a repressed memory. That's what that is.
Esteban brings up something. He's got his old primes. Like, I got my original one. He's in rough shape, but yeah, he's not getting fixed. Of course, I don't have a G1 collection, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you
I
call
don't have any.
do you call the missing link the replacement? I mean, who knows? But
I never found G1 Transformers very fun to play with because they didn't pose well.
Yeah, but there was. I still loved playing with them as a kid, though.
I mean, if you like, the transformations were cool. I mean, but
I still love playing with them as an adult. Like it's like in my mind, like it's the missing link versus the G1. You know, yeah. Prime's arms could only do a 360. He got a 90-degree elbow bend. You know, you got a kind of reverse butterfly, and if you lost a fist, then oh well, you know. But like
Right.
in my mind, it was still that it can do so much more, you know. But yeah,
They had good alt modes.
yeah.
Alt modes always look good. The
Yeah,
cars,
they
trucks,
did.
That's
they did.
that's what it is like back then. That was the goal.
It was a nice car and a transformed into a robot.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
yeah, and then Jeff in the chat says, "Screw you, Joe. My mom threw out all my toys, so at least you have your old toys."
Hey, look,
To-
I
to
can't
have-
help.
I
to
am with.
fight
I'm
over.
with Jeff. My mother threw them all out.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
Screw you,
that's
Joe.
interesting. So, no.
If you're brave enough and want to fight, come on, Wolfie.
No, I'm good.
Pussy.
Yeah. No.
No, as soon as I turned 16 and started getting some disposable income, I found eBay and started getting my Transformer collection. But you know, I was talking. Yeah, I don't know if this is a hangout or maybe a show conversation, but you know, yeah, I was talking to like I work in a middle school and I talk to kids, and it kind of hit me. I'm like, you know what? I feel, and I know I'm coming at this from the old man perspective, but like, you know, I've some kids been talking to me recently. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I wish you could have experienced my childhood, like not mine specifically, not like you know Joe's childhood, but like the childhood that we had growing up. You know, like I don't feel like there was any rush for us to grow up. Like we could be kids. We could be kids as kids. Like it wasn't one of these things to where, you know, I'm dealing with 10, 11-year-olds being like very sexual towards one another in their online personas and stuff like that. And like, I don't remember any of that. And that's very common now. Or like I'm seeing parents who they're putting a lot on their 10 to 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds to do at the home. Like, I don't mean like, oh, it's chore day and your chore is to do this. Like, that's not what I mean. Like, they're having them do very kind of like, you know, it's your turn to fix dinner tonight and do laundry kind of stuff, you know, and it to me, it just goes beyond chores. Those are not the best examples, but, and I feel like there's this feeling that kids are almost expected to like, I feel like they're forced to grow up quicker. They're forced to mature sooner, you know? And like, I've been telling them, I wish that you could have the childhood that I had, like the stuff. And like, you know, they're like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, that sounds really cool. And I'm telling them like, we had some like very awesome, like TV shows, you know, we had like the toys that came with those TV shows and stuff like that. And like, you'd go out in the morning and you didn't come back until after dark. And, you know, I was lucky I grew up in the country. Like I had ponds and rivers running through my home and woods and stuff like that, and go out and mess around, run the go-kart in the back fields, like climb trees. Like, you know, now it's like you just see groups of kids sitting around on their phones, you know, and that's hanging out to them, you know. There's no real interaction. There's no use for imagination. Like I said, I know I've brought it up on here before where, you know, I've only seen like a handful of kids bringing toys to school to kind of mess with, you know. I feel like when I was in elementary school and middle school, it was not necessarily uncommon. So that's one thing I do miss, that I wish the younger generation had the ability to just truly be kids nowadays, without this expectation of, oh, you're acting like a baby, grow up kind of mentality.
Man, I don't want to interrupt your thing, Joe, but this Cobra Law Guard is pretty fucking awesome.
Mine's just sitting in my power loot.
The only
I
thing I
like
got my
this.
power loot's crazy legs.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Joe, I don't. I mean, I don't spend a lot of time around kids of that age, but like,
Joe's not supposed to, but
so like, I don't know, but I always thought that kids nowadays were maturing later in life because
Yeah.
they're being
In some ways, in other ways, no.
they have less response or no, that I don't know how to say it.
They're more sheltered in
They're be-
terms. There's more entitlement. The parents try to shelter them from responsibilities. The whole no, my baby can do no wrong. Well, here's a video of your baby doing wrong. Oh well, that can't be right. You know, that kind of stuff. But kids seem to be acting more adult. They seem to be engaged in more adult things, or at least age inappropriate things. I don't necessarily mean that in a sexual way. However, that is one of them. You know, we had Family Life Week last week, and kids were like, I don't need to learn about this. Like, I learn everything I need to learn from the internet. I'm like, that is the worst place you can be learning about this.
Right?
So, right, you know, I have kids, 17-year-old, 8-year-old going on 9. A couple things. My kid can do no wrong thing. I don't think that's anything new. I think that's been there forever.
I think it has
Parents
been
have always
forever.
been there.
I think
And
I don't disagree,
different-
but I think it's gotten worse.
I don't even know what's gotten worse. What I will say, right, and this is the biggest change that has happened from their childhood to our childhood, and it changed everything, was the internet.
Oh,
The
for
internet
sure.
changed
For
everything.
sure.
And not only that, now adding the creation of social media on top of that.
So
Two
that's
biggest changes from when we were kids. So we didn't have that, right? So if we wanted to talk to our friends, if we wanted to play with our friends, we had to do it all. We had to be in person,
Mhm.
right? These kids now, they have the options of getting on a game like Fortnite and being able to play from without ever having to leave the comfort of their home. Playing with your friends, talking to your friends. I didn't have a cell phone until I was 18. That's when I got my first cell phone. My son had his cell phone when he was in 8th grade. And I'm not going to lie. Yes, we gave him one. I'm sorry, times have changed. Times have changed. I want my son to have his phone. All the shit that goes on in schools now, you're going to have your phone.
I agree.
It's just one of those things now. I didn't practice active shooter drills when I was in school. My kids did. You're gonna have your phone on you, right? So yes, my son got a phone early. And we had, and part of it was also the advancements in the video games, right? Video games were very simple when we were kids, right?
Mhm.
Now,
Couldn't even
and I
save.
really
Couldn't save your game.
Or you had to have a code. Like you had to write the code down.
Oh yeah, I remember that. We lose EE?
Oh, E is still there? Yeah, we lost him.
And he's gone.
But he was about to get into a conversation of, I
Yeah.
guess, how games have changed, and then does that change because kids are playing all the games? Does that change things?
Well, I think
Especially
it's
the interactive.
like back in the day, like if I know EE's gone, but let's just say the 5 of us come over to my house, play a video game, like we can maybe do a 2-player game at a time,
Or have a LAN party.
or something like that. But now it's like each of you are at your own homes, and we're all playing the same game together.
Yeah. EE, we kind of.
Yeah, sorry
You were
about that.
you were gonna say the games have changed, the video games have changed, and then you cut out.
Yes. So we had to use our imagination a whole lot more growing up as kids than these kids do now. It's spoon fed to them. Like here's this video game with this massive open world and all this shit, and you're playing with your friends, and they didn't have that. So, like I will, especially the boys. I think it's very different with the boys and the girls. I watched my son grow up, and his very little interest in toys, really growing up, as opposed to my daughter. I mean, she's already starting to phase out of it, but I think she liked her toys way more than he did growing up. Like with him, it was always like, "What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for Christmas?" I don't know. I don't know. They were watching shows like Henry Danger and Game Changers, and we were watching Saturday morning cartoons and afternoon cartoons. They don't. My kids did not have that. They, the instant access to everything also that they have that we didn't. You missed your show on a Saturday morning. You missed your fucking show.
Mm-hmm.
You missed your episode of Transformers. You missed it until God knows when you were able to catch a repeat at another point years later.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like all that stuff has changed, and one could argue that we have advanced as a society, but
not all advancements have been good. And the whole kids maturing and being responsible, and I think there's a difference. I think the kids are maturing quicker, but they're not becoming responsible quicker.
Yeah.
Like there's a difference between being, the maturity and the responsibility, right?
Oh yeah, no,
I think you're right. Yeah. They're not as responsible as earlier. They're getting that responsibility is coming later because the whole, the idea of I'm going to live at home till I'm 30 until I get married, and I'm going to do. We were trying to get out the door at the day at 18.
Mm-hmm.
18, I want to leave. I don't think that mentality has changed, and I'm not necessarily against it. If I can help give my son a better start in the beginning, you're as long as you're doing the right thing, as long as you're progressing towards your future, you're working, you're doing what you're supposed to. I'm not gonna sit there and be like, you're 21, you got to get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah.
Right. You're not popping babies all over the place with 5 different women. Like there's no, I don't have an issue with it. I think I really don't.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, when I was 18, I'm going. I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care how much I'm gonna struggle whatever roommate I find, and I'm eating ramen for fucking dinner 10 days in a row, 50-cent ramen pack. That's my dinner because I got no fucking money. It didn't matter. I was trying to get out.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying there's anything bad about that. I'm just saying so there's been studies done for a couple things. Number one, like specifically like with boys, like when we were growing, like it was something about like how like our generation was like the tail end of it, where like there was something that signaled like when you became quote unquote a man, right? Like when you started entering manhood from childhood, and that might be working on the car with dad, or the dad takes you hunting for the first time and lets you shoot stuff on your own, like those kinds of things, right?
We had different childhoods.
Pay attention, Logan. This is real life for you. Yeah.
We had different life. We had different,
But
we weren't going out hunting in the city.
Y'all just call it something different. But you see what I'm saying? There's something, right? But there's that, and then okay, what was the other thing? Shit. I can't think of it. It's gone. It's completely freaking gone. It is.
That's your brain maturing and forgetting things.
Yeah, I know, right? But like, but anyway, Tyler said that he doesn't think kids themselves are getting more mature. They're exposed to more mature content and situations. I think,
and they can't process it.
Bingo.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's being brought onto them too fast because it's everywhere now. They're bombarded with things that they shouldn't be bombarded with. You can only
Oh,
shelter them from the shit so much
yeah, I remember
when
that.
it's everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah, it's everywhere, and it's like, well, if you were being bullied when in school, when you went home, it was over with.
Yeah.
Unless the bully
Yes.
lived next
Hmm.
door. You but nowadays, like next thing you know, you're avoiding whoever, but oh look, now you're in a group chat with them at
Hmm.
9 o'clock at night, right, and you're trying to go to bed or 10 or whatever.
Right. There's no escape from it.
Yeah. But the other thing too, I was going to say, it was like there was other studies done that showed a huge spike that really we haven't recovered from, and it's getting worse with depression, anxiety, those types of things in 2011, 2012, 2013, and that's when social media really started taking off. You know, and
No one was prepared for it. No
yeah,
one knew how to handle it. Parents didn't know how to handle it for their kid. Like it was like when Common Core math fucking came into the on the scene. Parents didn't know how to help their kids do shit,
yeah,
right? It's that same type concept. Like this new thing is now brought up, and how do I fucking handle it? Never had to
yeah,
deal with it before. My parents didn't have to deal with it before. I didn't have this growing up,
yeah. And
and
like
yeah.
one of the trainings I had, it's like, um, you know, there are kids who really get when they really get into this online stuff, whether it's appropriate, inappropriate, whatever. Like, they'll have, like, I'm gonna use Snapchat for example. They'll have the account that they show mom and dad. They'll have the account that they show their friends,
Hmm.
and then they'll have an account that neither of those first two groups know about.
Yep.
You know, um, and it was like, was it one of my trainings a couple years ago? It was like some ungodly stupid number that, like, the average parent has, like, the talk with their kid around that 12 to 13 age. But most, it was like 90% of kids have been exposed to online sexual content by the time they're 8.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
8 to 9. So you're missing a couple years there. But that's a whole nother thing. But point being is, like, but all the stuff that that you said of what we did and what they are, like, that's the whole example. Is like, yeah, we used our imaginations more because we had to a degree, and like I just feel sorry for them because I feel like us in the '90s kids were like the last group that really had a good solid childhood.
Yeah. The 1900s were the best.
The turn of the last century, my friend. I
You
love
say?
that phrase. The
The
turn
fuck
of
you
I
the
don't,
say?
I don't, I don't want to go. I don't want to go that far and say I feel sorry for them. They're not having great childhoods because then that's telling me that I'm not giving a good childhood to like my 8, 9 year old, right?
Well,
I
don't
think
take it so
she's
personally.
no, but in general, I'm just saying like I don't want to go that far as Joe was saying. I feel bad for them. I think it's they've grown up maybe more.
Well,
So
is
maybe
it a
not so much my
parent's?
8 year old.
Yeah.
Because at this point, by the time she was born and she got older, like the whole internet and everything, we've become accustomed to it now, right?
Right.
It's maybe my 17-year-old might have had probably had a harder time um with it as he was growing up. I don't know, I don't think TikTok is 17 years old. I could be
Right.
wrong. I don't think Snapchat is 17 years old, right?
But I want to say, like,
Um,
is it the parents' responsibility? Like, let's think about it, right? All the things that Joe just kind of mentioned. It's like, is it a parent's responsibility for to give their children a childhood when maybe it's a whole bunch of things that contribute to someone actually having a childhood, right? And we live in an age where the like it's just like impossible to have one from back in the day. So Joe, it goes back to your previous statements. Like, I wish these kids that I worked with or at my job, I wish they could have had the childhood that I had, right?
Mm.
And it's not because someone has taken it from them. We've evolved into a point where that type of childhood doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah,
right?
childhood has changed, and I also
Right.
feel like
Yes.
childhood is shortened.
Yeah, I want to see and how my son turns out when he's 30 years old, right? And I want to see how my daughter turns out and when she's his age, just in another 10 years, right? And I think that's when that this generation will really be able to judge how rough this childhood was for them or not, so to speak. See what kind of, try to push them on the right path. My son has a fucking lazy streak and a half, and it's driving me crazy with him. But, my daughter's a little different. I don't know. I don't know. I think as parents, it's a little harder now for us than it was for our parents 40 years ago. There's more on the plate now that you have to keep your eye on and watch. And, back then it could be really simple. Don't talk to strangers. Be done. Like, don't talk to strangers in the street. Don't take candy. Don't get, now it's, these strangers are everywhere. You're playing them, or what are you letting them watch? What games are you letting them play? Who are they playing with? Parents have to worry about the online shit. Parents didn't have, we weren't worried about active school shooters. And, there's just a lot more that our kids are being subjected to and being surrounded by. And you can only protect them from something.
Oh yeah,
Because it's everywhere. It's on every TV show, every fucking ad that pops up on no matter what. It's just there in their fucking face.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, so nice, interesting, depressing type topic, Joe.
I do what I
Good
can.
job.
I do what I can. So, and to Tyler's last thing is childhood. He doesn't think childhood is shortened. He thinks innocence is. I think they can be. I think they're tied to both. I think innocence and childhood are pretty close together.
Well, question, right? Especially for you old folks like me. I was thinking about this earlier. If you could, and I know, Joe, you do dabble in the nostalgic purchases, right?
Mm.
But if you can go back and collect like 5, give me 5 of the toys that you had as a kid, what are you looking for? Like, what would those 5 be?
So
Like,
stuff that I
not
don't
lines.
have.
Yeah, things that it has to be something that you did have as a kid that you don't have now. Like, if you pick 5 things to go back and buy.
Number 1 is going to be that Robotech playset, the SDF-1 playset base I told you all about.
The one Matchbox made, and that is also within my top 5. But go ahead, Joe.
You're talking about the playset that's like 2 feet wide and 1.5 feet.
Robot. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
I had that as a kid. Lost it in the divorce. That there was a RoboForce. To this day, I don't know what it's called, but it was a big vehicle, right? I could probably Google it real quick, but let's see, Robo.
Go through your list and then as you're pulling up the picture.
Yeah. So anyway, there's that one, and then something super friggin' simple is it was I've told you all about this. I don't know what line it came to. I don't know if it was an accessory for another toy, but it was a rocket about 8 inches long, probably about as wide as a quarter. And it's separated into 3 individual pieces. And that I think I've got like the middle and the back portion, or the middle and the bottom, or the middle and the top, but I can't remember.
Was it like an Atlas rocket? Like a
It was kind of like a Saturn V, but
that's what I meant. Saturn V.
Yeah,
I think I had that.
And it was all white.
Yes, I think I had that.
I think it only had 2 fins, like the typical triangle style fins on each side.
I remember it separated. I do remember the separation
Yeah,
bit.
it's like because you had to twist and then pull.
Uh-huh.
It was like the shape had to be just right. There was that. The Ghostbusters Firehouse, and I'll lump in the Ecto 1 with that because that's kind of one thing. And for the fifth thing, I think I would, if I had to, probably would be the rest of my GI Joes and GI Joe vehicles. That
The whole GI Joe collection that I had, right? That's your
well,
five toys.
well, let's be honest, it wasn't much, right? It wasn't that much, and I don't know the figures' names, but I could say yes, I had that one, that one. Maybe I had 24 figures. You know,
Joe, you can get this today.
Yeah,
They remade it.
I know.
Okay.
I passed on it, and so, but that's
mine is the Robotech, same one, the SCF one that Matchbox made.
Well, no. Yours was like a bot. I think Joe, you're talking about the one that was like a base, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't like a transforming base. It was like a playset.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay, we're talking about two different ones now. I'm talking about the bot. The big it was.
Oh no. I mean, yeah, I like that too. But the base is. There was a lot of good childhood memories in that. That's one of those things I've told my wife. Like, I'm willing to drop $2,000 on it if I need to. Because there's an antenna at the top, like 3 inches tall. That's the only thing I've ever found on eBay, and it's going for $75.
Yeah.
The Matchbox SCF one, the decomposed from the humanoids, the GoBot base. Don't ask me why. Like I played with
the GoBot AT-AT type thing.
Yes.
That one. I saw one in my local shop today.
Command center, yes. And it's really not that expensive either.
No, you can get them. It's just wanting to get it.
I just haven't done it.
Right.
And I don't know if I want to do that route because it's a rabbit hole. Because that SCF one is stupid expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Decompose is very expensive. Also, those older humanoids monsters. Oh man, I forgot the other one. Now I've lost track. I had my list and I totally forgot.
All right, well, you think about it. Let me show you what
you want the Defiant.
I never had the Defiant, so
okay.
I'm going by something that I had.
Eternia
playset. I don't know. I don't know because I don't know if it's the Eternia playset. I really don't know. The fourth one was a stupid scarecrow stuffed doll that I took with me everywhere as a little kid that I wound up losing at the park one time. I can never, if I ever see that thing again, it's an instant buy.
Okay, Batman or Wizard of Oz?
Neither.
Or generic fall Halloween.
Generic fall Halloween type thing, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't Batman, it wasn't Wizard of Oz. At least, no, I don't think. Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't Batman, and I don't, it was not Wizard of Oz. No. Optimus Prime would have been on the list, but thanks to our friend Lou, he sent me a beat up Optimus Prime, a G11 that I have bought pieces to and have repurposed and rebuilt. So I have my G1 Prime. Yeah, I don't know what that fifth one is.
While you think about it, this is the base that I was talking about. EE.
I'll do it. I got you.
Can y'all see the
chair? I can see it. I see the command tower and.
Yeah. So like.
Okay. Yeah. No, I didn't have that.
Can y'all see my mouse move?
Yep.
Okay. So from the front, this piece here is a clear piece. It would fold down. There's guns on each side that you can manipulate. All these guns around the side turned up top, antenna turned. This panel right here popped down. This panel here popped down the sides. And then you could open it up. And, you know, these cranes move. This had a working winch. You could like turn the handle and the winch would go up and down. This piece was the launching pad gantry, so you could spin it left and right. And, you know, here's where you can see like this panel's down, which is this upper panel. This circle spin. The elevator's here on this side. I mean, like that's one of those things like I could get down at that level and play with, and like I don't like I love I've said in the past like I love like the base style stuff because like I feel like I could get in and play, you know. And then this was the robot force thing here, this command patroller thing. So but there's one place here in Virginia that has it, and they sell like a crap ton of toys. And when it came in, someone said, "How much is it?" And they said the owner's like, "I'm keeping it. This is going into my collection. It's not going to be for sale." He's going to display it at the store, but that's about it. So. Brink, what about you? What are your 5?
I don't have a lot of things that I need to reclaim from my I was able to keep the majority of my toys, and then I ended up selling off some of them. Perhaps maybe an Ewok village. I really enjoyed playing with that. That didn't make it. That didn't get kept. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like some real obscure stuff, like stuff that wasn't like mainline type things, like you mentioned that weird rocket. Because I'm sure there are some things like that, but like stuff's just not ringing a bell at the moment. Yeah, so fortunately, like I was able to save my childhood survivors. There was a custom '89 Batman Batmobile that I had built out of Lego, out of spare parts that fit one minifigure in it. When I left that house, it somehow did not come with me. I don't know where the hell it went, but I'd like to get that back if that's something.
I remember what my last one was when Brink's done.
No, nothing else coming to mind. You go. Maybe I'll think about it. I'll think of it.
Mine's real quick was the Dino Rider T-Rex.
That's a good one.
But this was the Robotech one that I had.
Yeah, I had that one too.
And it would transform into this.
Yeah, that's baller. I think I wanted it. I never could get it.
Yeah, I wasn't even a Robotech fan as a kid, but I did have this, and I this thing I thought was just absolutely fucking amazing.
I always thought ships were cool.
Yeah.
Eric, what about you?
Honestly, the first thing that came to mind is when I was a kid, I had this bendy wire Godzilla. And I just looked it up. It's like $125 on eBay. And I played with that thing until like the bendy wire started poking through the rubber. That's how much I love this thing. And I play with that thing everywhere until it just fell apart. But I mean, I'm not paying $125 for it, but I mean, I would get that if I, And then the second thing is the 83 Sky Striker. Because that was my favorite Joe vehicle. And I still to this day, like I even took it apart to make it so you could open the wings when the wheels were up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I love that thing. And honestly, like the third thing I guess would be the Mask Hurricane, the Chevy that turned into the tank.
Yep.
I just thought that was cool. And that was towards the end of me playing with toys. I was aging out when that came around, but I just loved the Mask, like the concept of those things transforming. And I had some Mask vehicles, but then I was getting into high school by that point, so I had to let it go. But I really can't think of anything else. Maybe, all right, top of my head, I had this Godzilla playset, Back to Godzilla, when I was a kid. It was a cardboard city, and it came with a fluorescent green Godzilla and a fluorescent green Monster Zero. And they were stacked. They didn't pose at all. And you could just kind of like mash them together on the thing. But I thought that was neat. And my cousin threw my Godzilla into a cornfield. I couldn't find it. So that was the end of that was the end of that.
Sounds very Ohio.
Yeah.
I just remembered mine. So, or I thought of things, not remembered, but thought of them. One is, I would like my old big wheel back, and I would like to be shrunk down to the size where I can ride it again.
Or make that bigger.
Oh, what if we get Tyler to 3D print you a big wheel?
Can you imagine?
All right, I'm gonna get in shape so we can make this happen. I don't think I can pedal a big wheel. And let's see. Radio controlled cars. I had a Tyco 9.6 turbo Bandit. It was basically like a Nissan pickup truck, and it had like red and yellow stickers on the side, and it was like it was a lifted like little pickup truck.
Yeah.
And there was also another radio controlled car called the Turbo Hopper, also by Tyco. I had the green one. I love those two things, and they just wore the fuck out, basically. I played with them till they stopped working. I had shocks held together with paper clips and stuff from all the stunts and things. Like those things had a rough life. But yeah, I drove them into the ground.
What about you, Wolf? I see you're off mute. That's why I'm asking. I don't know if you're.
I'm sorry. Like I was like away for a bit. I don't even know what the question was.
Bit typical.
Yeah.
5 toys if you can rebuy from your childhood, basically.
That you don't have.
That you don't have.
That I never owned, you mean?
No,
No, that you don't currently
own now, but you did own then.
Good question. I need a long time to think about this. Go to someone else. I'll be right back.
All right, I
Well,
thought
Logan.
I thought of one
Okay.
more real quick before Logan goes. It was a Fisher Price or was it Play School? I can't remember. The people that made the little people, the little slugs with the heads. There was a set. It was a camper. It was a little RV with a camper, and the
I
camper
remember you telling me
transformed.
this.
I had that.
Yeah,
I had that.
and it had the whole family, the 2 kids and the mom and dad. I want that back. Either that or the ferry. There was a big ferry that would float.
I had that too.
with-
I had the
I used to play
ferry.
with
I
it
had
in
the
the
house.
bathtub. Yeah.
I had the parking garage. And the
I had the
plane.
parking garage.
I missed the parking garage.
I had the plane too.
We had the parking garage at school. I remember that. The ding from the elevator.
Yeah.
It would ding the bell.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Logan, you can go now.
I mean, mustache notwithstanding, Logan, you're not a child.
About to say, am I old enough to even answer this question?
Sure, sure.
Okay, so probably the
Saying
entire
these words, I'm kicking you off.
no, because that wasn't even my childhood. So probably the entire 07 Transformers movie line. I didn't have it all, but there was a couple that I remember specifically having.
Whoa, well, hold on. Well, I'm curious, with you being of that young age and that only being Wow, it was 19 years ago now. I guess are they vintage almost? But
They're on
what
the edge
what
if they're not.
what's the event, Logan? Was there a tornado that came through and took your toys away or something, or what
No, I
happened?
just
A train destroyed his town.
yeah, probably. No, that was up north. That's more up
Oh,
north.
you're south of there?
Yeah, I'm south of there. Um, oh no. Back when Lego used to do their own unique lines, when they didn't just copy and paste fucking everything, they had a set called Lego Power Miners. I think I had a couple of those sets. I wouldn't mind getting those back again.
I remember Lego Metro.
Yeah, that was
A similar thing,
Isn't that just Lego City now?
maybe.
I think they were separate because I think Lego City was around in the late '90s. But
I know what you mean, Logan. They had their
Yeah.
own like themes.
yeah, they did their own unique ideas without just
Licensing something.
without licensing something, which is fine. I mean, licensing something is fine. I'm not saying they're bad sets that if they do them, but at a time they did their own unique stuff, and it just felt more fun when they did that. I also had a when Matchbox used to do like the play sets that weren't. I had like a research boat or something that you put in the bathtub. It came with like an octopus and a shark and all that. I got it for Christmas one year. I can't remember where it came from.
Toys R Us?
Oh, probably. But
Toys R Us had a submarine type line like that, like aqua, like adventure type thing. This
Yeah,
is like
they
maybe
still-
10, 15 years ago.
they still do like those types of stuff, those types of play sets now. But I feel like back then they used to do
They did
just
better.
a lot more of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I saw like a space set similar to what Joe was talking about one day in a store up north that was Matchbox. It was like a rover, like a satellite or space station. And I was like, I feel like I had this as a kid, but I can't remember from when.
Was it from Armageddon?
No, I can't remember what line it was from. I think I have a picture of it somewhere, but I'd have to look it up. But like mainly with like the 07 Transformers movie line, that's like the first line I remember seeing on the store shelves and stuff, and having like a vivid memory of having like a bunch of them and not just one or two random ones.
And how old
So
were
Logan,
you
what
when that movie
happened to
came
them?
out?
I was 8 years old when they came out.
Oh my God.
I know.
Why are we
bless.
letting you on here?
I don't know. Why are you letting me on here?
So you were born in '99.
I was born in '99.
All right.
Wow.
Fucking
I have a son
drunk
that's
in,
6 years
I
older
was
than
drunk in '99. But
But
Logan, how'd
happened
you
to 'em?
lose your toys? What happened? There's a story there.
I think just over the years, I just threw them out. You know, I didn't know what they. Like I said, like Eric said, I was up to an age where I got out of toys and was more into Call of Duty and shit like that more than anything. And
You just age out. You play with the toys so much they wear out, so you just throw them out. They're not. You don't think about that sort of thing at the time.
yeah, like all my Lego sets gone, all my Pokemon cards gone, all my Bakugan shit like that gone.
I'm still looking for my oldest son's binder of Pokemon cards from the '90s. So he
Yeah,
had
'cause
all
I did the
original
same
cards.
thing. I did the same thing with my Pokemon cards. I had them in a binder.
And I know the binder's around. I can't find it. It's. I wish I knew where it was. I'd give it to him because he could probably sell the thing for a mint now.
In a way, I'm glad I grew up when I did, because the way Pokemon cards are treated now, it's just like people fucking scalping Pokemon cards.
Oh, yeah.
To me, it's just like, really? Really?
Did you ever see those guys in the store when they put the cards out?
What was that, Eric? Sorry, Joe.
Did you ever see those guys in the stores when they put the new cards out, like in the box sets?
You know,
It's
I never
brutal.
looked. I never looked, but I know there's probably always at least one or two people who do that.
I just happened to catch them a couple times, and it's brutal. They'll
Like,
just
I've
they'll
never
just
seen
take
a
the
Hot
whole
Wheels.
shelf and put it in the cart.
You know, at that point, I'd be like, I'd take it out of the cart because it's not legally theirs until it's purchased. So
Yeah, it's rough.
two things I would say like would be honorable mentions for me are. Oh, hold on, fuck, my leg's cramping. Shit.
Drop it off.
Oh.
Get that man a banana.
New legs.
Would be y'all remember the animals? They're like they were like 4-wheel drive vehicles,
Yes.
and then like
Yeah.
you turn the thing on the hub, the claws would come out.
Yes.
Them.
Yep, I remember them.
I
I
had
had
one of those.
I had 2 of those, but all of my M-Tron, Blacktron, and Ice Planet Legos,
Mm.
and I had a crap ton of them. If I had to choose, I would say something Defender. It's like a 3-foot long Ice Planet Lego ship that was awesome. That, and then like the Stellar Recon Voyager, that was an M-Tron one that was good.
So I didn't have Lego as a kid. I might have had one set. I wasn't a Lego kid.
So I also have an honorable mention, and it's because Logan had brought up Hot Wheels.
I like how you're clutching your pearls.
Did you
I've
guys
seen this
ever have
before.
this?
No, but I know of it.
So I had the same exact one, and yeah, so it folded up, so you could like carry it around and stuff like that. But yeah, it had like this all these cool things. Had an elevator, stickers on it, whatever, to work on your cars. And this had these foam things,
Foam, yeah.
and
Oh,
you
yeah.
turned them to push the car through. Had little garages to park cars in. And there was a bell, so when you drove up for service and you
It was
flipped
like you
this
drove
thing-
over the air hose.
Yep. But it was just cool. So
Frank.
you,
It's there. Yes, I
what-
want to see the picture of the full set.
okay. So and there's
Yeah,
how it
I had
folds
this.
up.
I remember
Yes, I
this.
had
I don't
this. Yes,
never
I had
had
it.
one.
And yeah, so that was really really cool.
You know, looking at this, this stuff specifically. Remember how I said I liked play sets and stuff like that as a kid? Like that looks cool enough that like I want to go in on it. But I'm also like, I don't need something else to start collecting.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
That's always
Like
the thing
like
right now.
Robotech for me. I love Robotech. I can't get into another collection.
Yeah, this.
I
Ram
want to
is
get back in. I
sweet.
want to get into Robotech. I want to get some Transforming Veritechs.
I
But
just can't.
you know,
Do it, Joe. Do it.
Well, Joe, if you want really really nice ones, these 3.0s are pretty spectacular.
how much are
And
they?
they are in the 150 range, thanks
Okay,
to
not
tariffs.
horrible.
Not horrible. Yeah. And that's like you can just get them with BBTS for that price.
Yeah.
And they're redoing some of the one thing I liked about it was the other brands, the stuff that's overseas is so hard to get. It sells out so fast. Like the Bandai ones and stuff like that.
Mhm.
With 3.0 putting these up for US market, like from BBTS and other types of sites like that. I was like, dude, you can actually get them. So you can get them all on the same scale. And Max is here, Myriad's downstairs, and that my Robotech collection is now complete. I'm
Awesome.
probably gonna not get a Ben. You know, he died early in the series. That's a shame. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, he died when they did the Space Fold, right?
No, he
No.
died in like it was
Yeah, dude got
one of the
cocky.
first battles. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he got super cocky and ate
okay.
it.
He didn't even. He was still in his training. Veritech. I think
That was
he
the
died.
khaki tan one.
Mm.
Yeah. With the
It's been a while
two-seater.
since I've seen it.
Yeah.
Now, did they 3.0 do any Zendrati?
No, not
battle
yet.
pods?
I mean, the line's really young. Kit's Concept made these as well,
Yeah.
but they're terrible. Don't
Oh,
buy
really?
them. They're awful. But they have done battle pods, which I've heard are pretty good. Like Matt B out in the Michigan land
Mhm.
area, he said they're pretty good.
That
I haven't-
That 3-0's done good ones, or who's done?
Oh yeah, these 3-0 ones are fantastic.
No. Who you said that
Kids Concept made battle pods for
Yeah.
the Zentradi.
Yeah, but you said they were bad, right?
Well, their Veritechs are awful. I heard their battle pods
Oh,
are
okay.
good. Yeah.
Now I got you. I thought
Yeah.
you when you said they, I thought you were meaning a different company other
Yeah,
than.
no.
Okay.
But I suspect 3-0 will come around and do the bad guys here eventually as well. So maybe I'll just wait. But yeah, I'm super excited. That's a collection I've wanted to complete, and now I have some of my really old ones now that I can sell because I don't need them anymore.
Like your original old ones.
Well, I wouldn't say they're originals, but let me see here. Turn on a light. I did buy them when I grew up, and but it was before I met you guys.
You went very Cartman there when you said you guys.
Hey, you guys.
Before I met you guys.
But
You guys go home.
yeah, you might recognize these toys.
Yeah.
G1 Jetfire, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's a what's his name? Rick?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Rex
Connor.
and Royce. Yep. So yeah, with the fast pack on the back and everything. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Those look pretty nice too.
Yeah, these are. I wish I saved the box because I could probably sell them for a lot of money. But loose, they should go pretty well, and of course they've existed in an adult collector space, so they're not yellow and all that other stuff as well. So, but yeah, these are fun.
When I was
Now,
a kid,
I don't need
go
them
ahead.
anymore.
When I was a kid, I used to build the Robotech model kits, and I had Super Veritechs, and they transformed. Once you built them correctly, they actually transformed, and they were like really cool. And I think I would probably try to get those again if I could. But I had the red one of the Max and his girlfriend. What's her name?
Miria.
Yeah. I had those, and I had the white one. It was a white one. Must have been the Max one, or not the Roy Folker one.
The Roy, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it took forever to build, but they were worth it because they worked.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff said, yeah, Toynami made some good ones as well. But still, that stuff they made. There's so many companies making them, and like you had to find a website to actually tell you what the scale was that you wanted, so you could figure out what scaled. Because I bought I've got some somewhere in a box, and they ended up being really small. And I was like, damn, what the hell does this? What's 172 mean compared to? Because I think these were 155 scale.
So yeah, it gets sketchy then, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And I think these are 160. These 3 zeros. So yeah, it's kind of
Wolfie, did you ever figure it out? I know you're back on mute, but if you can hear us, did you ever figure it out what your 5 were, Wolfie?
No.
No.
That's something I'm not looking for again, to be honest.
Your what?
There's nothing I'm really looking to get again.
Metal card bots.
I didn't have those as a kid, Logan.
You can get them now. Relive your childhood.
Can't relive it. I'm good, brother. I'm good.
We'll send you one.
You
I'm
probably
gonna send you
will.
the dumbest looking one with the biggest fucking eyes possible.
That's you do that.
Do you guys it's almost 11. Well, it is about 11 o'clock now.
Yeah, we're gonna call it.
Hey, let me show you one more thing. This would have been on my list, but wait, I actually found one a few years ago before the pandemic, thanks to Paul C. It's this. He goes by many names. I don't know what he's called, but when I was a kid, I called him Turbo because that's what the sticker said on his arm.
Okay.
But this guy, it's got lots of cool gimmicks. Like No, that's not it. Maybe this one. No, maybe this one. But like, yeah, his head popped out for some reason. I forget what these two buttons do. I think they pop the arms out for transformation. There you go. And then this thing shot a bunch of missiles, like these chrome missiles. And he walks. I don't know if I have batteries in here. No, I don't. But he actually like walks like this.
Yeah.
And when you transform him into a Jeep, because he is a transformer, he would drive.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I love
Probably
this
that
thing.
looks very Bandai.
And like I said, there was many companies that made it because it's like one of those weird Japanese things you'd see in the Japanese toy aisle in Toys R Us. And I just remember it got stuck in my head one day. I was like, I need to find this, but I had no idea what to Google for. And I ended up finding a magazine, like someone took a picture of a catalog or something, and it just said like transforming robot, motorized transforming robot or something. I was like, oh great. So how am I gonna Google like for that? Anyway, Paul C. I showed the picture on like Breaking the Mold or a Hangout one time, and Paul C. was in a weird toy store and he found it. And he's like, holy crap, this is that thing you're looking for. I was like, holy crap, that's incredible.
Shout out to Paul C.
Yeah. Every now and then I'll do, probably about every couple of months, I'll do a Google search, multiple Google searches for that rocket. I don't know. I just thought it was because it could integrate into almost any other sci-fi related toy that I had. So,
all right. Well, on that note, I think we're going to call it. We'll probably be doing an after hangout. Check out the group for a link for that. And thanks again for showing up, everyone. We will see you next week with a new Real Mountain project.
Alrighty then.
all right.
Have a
Deuces,
wonderful
everyone.
weekend.
Later, everybody.
Say it with me now. Really?